Look, before we get into the content, it's really important that you guys hit that subscribe button. We're out here every single day working for y'all, trying to hit y'all with the best content. And what motivates us to keep going is people like you. So hit the subscribe button, join the conversation, join the Deuce Gang.
What he said.
If you guys know, or if you follow this podcast, you know I am not the biggest fan of the one they call Thugga Thugga. I'm just not. Like, I don't, this guy. You go through his CD collection, yes, CDs. His tape collection, yes, tapes. You're going to find a lot of Thugga Thugga material.
I love the way that you're speaking about my collection like you've ever seen any collection of mine, but that's fine.
It's got a lot of Thugga Thugga material. Now, one thing, and this, I don't know if this was like on his wish list. I don't know if somebody smart was looking out for him, but he recently had, I believe it was his 30th birthday, got a bunch of gifts, $100,000 cash. I think he got like some kind of fancy ass car. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of the car. Some shit I'm never going to be able to afford. Furthermore,
wasn't it just a Bentley? Like it was a pink Bentley? I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Even if I could afford it, I'm not buying it. But one of the gifts that he got, yeah, I'm for it. Let's check it out.
Can't slide. Y'all see what it is? Say 1.8. 1.8. How you doing?
Yeah, heard man pulled up, bro. This motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, we get chilling, buying acres.
Buying acres, man. 100 acres. So, yes. Can't slide.
Don't fall in.
Huh? You get it if it falls in now.
100 acres. 100 acres of land. You can build your own subdivision. This is how you invest your money. Boy, G off the man.
Yeah, people, if you're not paying attention to what's being said there, Thugga Thugga has 100 acres of land.
That's dope.
This was gifted to him. When it's all said and done, he's gonna call it Slime City. I don't know if I'm really a fan of the name, but he's gonna call it Slime City now. Basically, who was it? It was Jeff. An A&R at 300 Entertainment bought him 100 acres of land. And the move was made with the help of Thugger's Atlanta realtor, Trey Williams, who took, obviously, to Instagram to announce the news. Now, the reason why I think this is such a good look, we don't do this. Typically, we don't do this.
Who's we?
I'm speaking generally here. What I mean by this is when we get the bread, we get the money. We want to be in the middle of that. Even when we don't have the bread, we don't have the money. We want to be in the middle of the action. We want to live in the city. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to move to the country in the middle of nowhere where you can actually buy the land. You could buy a home in Toronto. A home, not a condo, a home for $6, $10 million, $20 million. Great. Good for you. You don't own that land, brother. You don't own that land, mama.
You know, it's funny. I try to tell people that all the time. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you said that, because people seem to think that just because they purchase a house on a property that they really own that. Like the government can't just come for no reason if they felt like it and take it away. In extreme cases, obviously, in these times, that would be brought up on the media and blah, blah, blah. But trust me, if a situation occurred where the government had to lock down the city or there was some martial law and they had to confiscate some properties in order to do whatever they need, trust me, your house could be one of the houses that is taken with you paying the mortgage the same way that you're paying, but you own that property. I'm so glad you said that, brother. I'm so glad you said that.
You know,
like obviously it would have to be an extreme case, but let's be real. It could happen.
Of course. And furthermore, we talk ownership. We're talking ownership.
Yeah.
Bro, you own the bricks. You own the pipes, the windows, the doors. But the land you don't own. And I get it. In Toronto, it's just not happening. But, reason why I said I love this for Thug is because remember we talked about privileged information before? that information being handed down and us not getting that, families being immigrating in, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of my white friends, they got cottages. They go up north for the summer. I'm like, why are you going up north? We going to the cottage. We going to the whatever house. They own that shit, not the property, the fucking land that it's on. They own that. So reason I'm pointing this out, it's cool. Like, we don't got the M's like that yet. But what I'm saying is a lot of people, when they get the M's like that, they want to accumulate, the nice high-rise condo downtown or the big house downtown. They want to be in the middle downtown. They want the cars. They want the jewelry, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Have a blast. But possibly invest in that spot in the middle of nowhere, if you want to call it that, where you can actually own the land, where you can own some shit and you could develop. The man is talking about developing. Who would have thought Young Thug those words would even be coming out of his mouth?
Honestly, all he needs is some type of defense. Like, just build some walls around the property if you have the money. Get some defense, because let's be real. Every country that was ever established in this world, I doubt the people bought the property off the previous owners.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's not how land
it's called the revolution, people.
That's not how land is acquired, ladies and gentlemen. And for those who want to question anything that I said previously in this video, I want to remind you that we have things called armies, navies. The reason that each country has their own defense is to protect their land, because nobody's coming to buy it from us. They're coming to try to take it from you, because that's how land is acquired. So keep purchasing your properties. But on another look, Thugga, one of my favorite artists. I'm not going to deny it. I like his music. This is a great move. All he has to do is have the defenses to defend the land when the time comes necessary. That's all I'm saying. But he owns this, though.
Yeah, but let's not forget, he is in the South, so
just make sure that just listen. If those walls are high enough, I've watched enough Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? So if those walls are high enough, people will just keep on walking, man. They'll just allow that 100 acres to you. That's you. That's Thug land.
Viewing public, what are your thoughts on this? Again, Thugga, I love this. Rick Ross is one of these people as well. Learn from these things. Again, we're not there yet. We'd like to be there at some point. We will get there at some point. But viewing public, if you are there, you got a couple 100,000, maybe not. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. Let the lesson that we've said, hopefully that marinates up in here and you can figure it out.
You wanted a different perspective? You got it on this one. Something else to talk about.
Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look, sometimes I feel like people, they just need something to say. They need something to attack. They're bored. It's social media. Who could we talk about today? We don't like what they're doing.
What's happening? What's the latest topic?
Everything else they've done was beautiful. I'm talking about JayZ. I'm talking about Beyonce. I'm talking about Beyonce and JayZ. They just signed a deal with Tiffany. And, Beyonce posted some pictures, promoing the deal. Tiffany, of course, the jewelry company. And we all know JayZ is a huge Basquiat fan. In fact, I believe he owns like maybe $4.5 million of artwork from him. Right? So there's a painting that was just hidden for decades that nobody's seen it. JayZ, he bought it, but nobody's seen it. So because the Tiffany blue, right? The Tiffany blue, if you know, the painting also has the Tiffany blue in it, or something that looks very similar. So in the post to Beyonce's Instagram, they revealed this painting. I'm going to show it to you guys right now so you can get a quick look at it. The painting is actually phenomenal, but here it is right here.
This is a Basquiat painting?
This is a Basquiat right there.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's a sick painting. So they posted it, but people are going ham. They're going in on the Carters. So I mean, like, really, that's
what's
a good
the
question.
problem?
What's the problem?
What's the problem now?
Well, for starters, again, you guys, they're the faces of the Tiffany and Company campaign About Love. It's launching September 2nd. But ultimately, the issue is critics are wondering if the point of keeping such a prestigious work locked up for so long just to use it in an advertisement And they're wondering if Basquiat would have actually been upset over the decision.
Okay. These people who are criticizing how JayZ chose to use this painting,
The
how much
Carters,
did they pay for it? The Carters, how much did they pay for it? How much did they pay for the painting?
they don't
How
say
much money did they invest?
Yeah.
If you didn't pay any of the money to acquire this painting, guess what? It's not your painting. As the owner of this painting, you have set right those people who like to back up the stand your ground laws in many states. You people there who are so tight on ownership and property and all of that. So once you own it, you can do whatever you want with it. He could have kept this secret for 20 years if he felt like it, because he paid the money, and I'm pretty sure it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't get what the problem. What is the problem? Please, because if that's the problem, I just debunked that.
Well,
so tell me what the issue is.
You got to think about, and I'll take the other side. Again, I think there should be no issue, but taking the other side, on the side of the creator, like think of like a Kurt Cobain, right? And I don't know if any Nirvana fans are going to be watching this the JayZ Beyonce video, but Kurt Cobain blew his brains out. He committed suicide. And one of the theories is he was concerned that his work was getting too commercialized. Basically, he was getting too popular. He didn't like the direction of his music. He took his own life. Allegedly, this is the reason. So the reason why people can have this POV, this critique, is because, well, Basquiat's not here. He's not here to dictate. And guess what? JayZ did buy it. But imagine for a second that he was here and he didn't agree with his art being used in this way. Now, here's a better question.
Right.
Here's a better question. JayZ bought it. He owns it. Do you think JayZ now has to consult with Basquiat? Hey, I know I bought this painting. Do you mind if I use it in this app? Do you think he still has to consult with the creator, even though we bought it? Answer that question.
If I own a car, if I own a really nice classic car, right? 69 Corvette. And let's say I meet you and you want to buy it from me. And I've done all this stuff to it. It's beautiful. I put all this work into it. And you want to buy it from me. And I decide that I'm going to sell it to you. Let's say 2 years down the road. Can I come to you down the road and say, okay, I need to use your car. Can I have the keys? Can I just come up and act like I still have ownership over the vehicle that I sold to you?
Of course not. Of course not.
So whatever you choose to do with that vehicle after I sell it to you is your choice. I can't question whatever decisions you make. Is that right?
You're right. But what I'm saying is and I'm sure there's information on this out there, my knowledge of Basquiat's very limited, but if Basquiat's if he's very anti-big company, very anti-corporate America, you bought this painting. You bought it. Private collector, you bought it. Can you now use it in an advertisement for big America, corporate America? If Basquiat is alive, I'm asking you, not the viewing public, I'm asking you, do you think Basquiat has the right to speak out and be like, hey, I don't agree with
problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with playing both sides of the field, because you can't be on the one side, I don't want to be commercialized. I don't want to be this figure. I don't want this fame. I don't want that. But I also want to participate in capitalism. I also want to participate in the barter system that involves me making money from something that I create. You can't play both sides, man, because they're two opposite sides of the coin, right? One side is saying, I don't want to be part of the system, but the other side is you participating greatly in the system. I don't know how much money Basquiat has actually got himself from these paintings that have sold, or his estate or anything, but I know that his paintings sell for a lot of money.
Yeah, they're worth a lot.
People, and this goes for anybody selling anything. It doesn't even have to be a lot of money, but in this case, it's even more extreme because of the amounts. When you're selling something for that amount of money and somebody buys it, you're done. The transaction that you have or connection that you have with that painting or whatever it is that you're selling for that amount is now done. It now belongs to somebody else. You need to let it all go. Whatever they choose to, you can select who you choose to sell it to.
There's that.
That's something you can also do as a seller.
And you know what? You're right, because there is some conditions in sales. It's like, look, I will sell this to you, but you can't.
But you can't do this.
If you do, I get to. You're right. You're 100% right.
The whole Wu-Tang album that they sold it to one of the biggest a-holes in history. But guess what? There's certain things. Thank you. There's certain things that he couldn't do, which he probably would have if he had the opportunity to do it because of the conditions that came with it. So you can select who you sell it to. If you sell it to somebody just randomly trying to get the largest amount at an auction, bro, come on, stop. You can't cry about what happens with it after.
Really Public, what are your thoughts here? I mean, I see your point. Ultimately, this is to the critics of Hove and Beyonce. Again, I don't see an issue, but I mean, ultimately,
and hold on. And also, there's because I heard people. One quick thing, I also heard people criticize JayZ and Beyonce for supporting Tiffany, a white-owned company. Here we go again. Just like when we spoke with Kanye deciding to make the deal with the Gap and Adidas and these institutions. I understand what you guys are saying. There's black-owned companies that these guys could support.
There is.
But everybody seems to forget. I heard about this. There was a little luxury bag, a black-owned company named Telfair, that Beyonce was caught wearing a picture of like a week ago or something like that. And guess what? The bag sold out. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. I heard about this, but just from random talking to people, just somebody who's into fashion, just heard about it. Did you hear about this Telfair, this black-owned? No, haven't heard about it. What happened? Oh, Beyonce wore the... If I didn't have that conversation with that person who knew about it, I wouldn't know about it either.
You never know.
But here we are talking about JayZ and Beyonce trying to do some business, just because it's not always black and white, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes people just do businesses with institutions because they're established. That's it. The check is there. That's it. So stop making it something where it's racist for all those people as well. Sorry. Carry on, my brother.
No, great point.
I had to get that out. I had to get that out of my system.
That seemed like it was a big knot on the chest.
It was a Popeye spicy nugget.
No, but it's a really good point, because those criticisms are often made, and it's nice to know that Beyonce lent her star power. Just as simple as Beyonce wearing your item of clothing, a one line in a post. You see what happens just off that, right? And obviously, this company, they can't afford, or maybe they can, I don't know, but I'm assuming they probably couldn't afford a Beyonce endorsement. So Beyonce probably just did that on the strength. She
liked the bag.
What are your thoughts here, people? I really want to hear it now. Leave it in the... Oh, and by the way, don't front like if your beautiful wife, I'm talking to you brothers out there, your beautiful wife, you're ready to pop the question. If you can afford to go to Tiffany's, nigga, you're going to Tiffany's, you're not going to People's Jewelry at fucking Oshawa Eaton Power Center. Deuces. All right, then.
My stomach's all tight. I feel like I did some crunches just now. That was a workout. Got that out of my system.
Look, man, when is it going to be over for Tory and Meg Thee Stallion?
What do you mean? When this whole situation is going to be over?
Yes. When
They're still beefing?
Bro, Tory was at Rolling Loud. So was Meg. Okay.
Yeah, I heard about. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tory, he just popped up. Made a surprise appearance at the baby set. Just popped up. What up? And apparently,
this the baby set is just causing. Wow, this is an infamous set. Okay,
right.
Sorry, go ahead.
But apparently he was too close to Meg Thee Stallion. So shit went to court because he's got the I guess restraining order, or a certain amount of feet. He can't be in the same vicinity of Meg. All right. I never had one against me, so I don't know what the shit's called. But the point is, he can't be too close to Meg. So the shit went to court. And I think it was his bail or his bond or something like that was at like 190 bands.
Yeah,
shit's at 250 now. Now,
nigga.
Furthermore, no. Here's the big one, though. Here's the big one, because the theory is that Rock Nation is out to destroy Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez, by all accounts, is independent. Rock Nation, big boys. They're out to destroy Tory. Now, here is how they can get him, because the judge said, "Nigga, stay the F away from Meg. I don't give a shit if it's a performance. I don't care what the bag is. If she's there, you can't go there. And by the way, if this happens again, that's your ass. You're going to jail. We're going to remand you." This is what the judge said to him. So now, big management company Rock Nation. Tory Lanez is on that bill? Well, we can give you a deal for Meg Thee Stallion. Who's really the bigger artist? If that venue values a Meg Thee Stallion contribution over a Tory, and they're going to get Meg at a deal? Come on down, Meg. Tory's got to peace out. Bag gone.
And whoever else is on Rock Nation's roster.
There you go.
Leverage.
Yo, this is crazy. If I was Tory, I would be concerned. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so few things here. First off, let's talk about the restraining order. Now, I'm not sure how the restraining order was worded, because I'm pretty sure with these type of lawyers, they made it very, very specific. But most restraining orders come with like an actual distance that you have to be away from the person. And I know Meg Thee Stallion wasn't performing with the baby. I know she wasn't performing with Tory Lanez.
100 yards. Go ahead.
It was 100 yards was the actual distance that was put on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know how far the dressing rooms are, but this is an outdoor festival as far as I know, right? So
yeah, it was.
Most likely, if there are dressing rooms, they're trailers. Just going off of experience, they could have done it differently this year at Rolling Loud. Who knows? But I'm assuming that there was probably more than 100 yards between her, if they were even performing on the same day, and Tory Lanez on the stage. That's why it's confusing to me how this conflicts with, unless it was already worded that they couldn't perform at the same events. In which case, I'll take my shit back. But I got to know that. If anybody knows that, you got to leave that in the comments for me to know, because as far as I know, most restraining orders don't say you can't be at this event. You just have to have a certain distance. You can be at the same place. You just have to have a certain amount of distance from the person if you're at that place. That's it. Well, so that's the first thing.
The verbatim is, the judge made it clear that this is the singer's last warning, saying another violation will result in Tory being remanded into custody. So it doesn't actually say if Meg's performing here, you can't perform there, just 100 yards. But go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, brings me to my second point. This 190 that they raised to 250, right? Okay, cool. He violated something. I don't know what the stipulations were and all that shit. But what happens now if this case goes through and it's found that Tory Lanez is not guilty? Does Tory Lanez get this money back? All this money that he's being charged for these violations, all these things that people are coming at him for and costing him money and all that stuff, does he get any of this money back from the government?
I'm going to guess no.
The answer's no. The answer's no. I'm sorry. I couldn't even, you know how this whole situation angers me, man. And it's because it continues to be one-sided. And this is something that is just in society, that's just been established in society. And it's something that we've just grown to accept, that when there is a situation of any type of domestic violence or any violence between a man and a woman, the woman's side is always taken first. And granted, majority of the times it's justified.
Yes, it is.
But as with every situation, and if law is really what law is supposed to be, first off, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Tory Lanez doesn't look like somebody who is being looked at as innocent until proven guilty. He just doesn't. Just from what I'm seeing in the public eye. Second of all, if we're going by the law and we're doing all of this stuff and you're trying to prove something, I understand that. But you have to understand that with each case that you have that's true of these domestic violences, there's going to be some that aren't true. And some women who are taking advantage of the fact that they know that you're going to automatically take their side. The toxic females who know these things and use it to their advantage. I'm not saying Meg Thee Stallion is one of those people. I'm not. So don't say that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there are women who do that or will exaggerate situations to save themselves from either humiliation or something else happening. So when are we going to start looking at those situations for what they are and understand that maybe we should make more of a balance between the male and female side? I'm not saying that, the restraining order against Tory isn't justified, but Meg Thee Stallion should also have a restraining order from Tory as well. Why doesn't she have one?
That's true.
Why isn't there one for her, that if she decides to go, because if she decides to go, let's say Tory Lanez is somewhere right now and I'm partying at a club and I'm ranting, I'm going because this shit pisses me off now. Let's say Tory Lanez is at an event. Meg Thee Stallion decides, you know what, I'm gonna just pop up. I'm gonna just pull up. And she shows up at the event. Boom, somebody snaps a picture. Tory Lanez is in violation of his restraining order. That could happen. That could happen.
Well, the word is petty
because
at
of
that
this
point.
But it could happen.
Of course.
And it's because of the way society looks at situations like this. We need to stop. We need to stop automatically believing and honestly start believing in an innocent until proven guilty. There's been no evidence to show anybody anything yet. We saw one little picture of a nicked foot and heard some blah, blah, he, she stories. Nobody has proof of either side, but one side is clearly being portrayed as guilty and the other one is not. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm done.
No apologies needed. To your point, Lady Justice is blind, right? Like they got the over her, but you know, good old America. Tori, you can come home whenever you're ready. But viewing public, honestly, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, it's a crazy situation. We've spoken to this at length, and again, to my guy's point, you know, you got to give the female, or I guess the victim, man or woman, you know, a little bit of leeway when it comes to their story. But at the same time, there's always two sides to that story. We have a legal system for a reason, right? Guilty until proven innocent. That's the phrase I live by. How about you? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And besides, Tori makes hotter music anyways. Deuces.
Oh, okay.
Not to say just because his music is better, you can go around shooting.
Okay. I'm like, you better keep that part in. You better keep this part in.
All right, man. Peace, you guys.
That was hot. Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far, you have to like. Please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000, and we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.